We are back. We are rock stars on Mars. The Fish and Corn Show.
On Mars.
We are the rock stars on Mars.
Alright.
Just to you, motherfuckers.
Although I think I'd rather be a jazz star on Mars.
Jazz hands. But anyways, we've forgotten about, since we're kind of going retro F and C show.
Oh, now we're FNC?
Fish and Corn. We have to give thanks to some certain people out there in our lives.
You mean the magazine that never was?
And the magnet that's soon to be. RET.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, at least Rare Therapy is still back in our play.
And Paying and Pain Skate Magazine.
Where the fuck are those guys? Really?
I heard first episode 2020.
2020. Well, is that when he gets out of jail?
Oh. Yeah, skating gonna be, by the time they have their first episode, they're gonna have like
hoverboards,
and it's like, dude, you got an archaic magazine, because the magazine is gonna be more or less paper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it as an anachronism, a kind of an installation art piece, sure, it's kind of interesting. But as far as something to get out there and sell, it kind of doesn't make sense.
What, to make money on the magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah, in his case, yeah.
It just doesn't. But we can all dream, right?
Yeah. We're just chalking off the list of things that have come across our mind. Another thing that we have thought about, do you out there, it's apparel, burqa. We were saying Corn's not scared of it, I'm not scared of it, but there was a conversation as to, would you be more scared of a burqa wearing woman with sneakers on or old school sandals, Jesus sandals. So that was on the topic, and because I met this person who said, hey, that'd make it a little bit better if I saw them, because they were kind of like not deathly scared, but it's kind of one of those things that used to.
They were made uncomfortable by the idea of a woman
in burqa,
their presence wearing a burqa.
And the Nike sneakers.
Hang out in fucking El Cajon, and you'll see plenty of people in burqas.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I go out there and eat sometimes,
Yeah.
I like those, going back into the food. We never talk Iraqi food or any of that food. But, those red or magenta-looking pickles they have, they're pretty dang good. They're really sour.
Yeah.
Or Palestinian food. Yeah. Or any of that. I like those pickles.
You like the pickles?
They're a very strong pickle.
Yeah, I guess.
By the way, food thing, I'm sorry. This goes out to a farmer's market person here in town. The Howley boy, he's a white guy for you Hawaii types.
Howley boy.
They make pickles, and their kimchi is not all that good. The farmer's market pickle here in San Diego.
You still got to try it anyway.
I did.
No, they've got to try it anyway. So they're not no good at it. At least they tried it.
To a purist thing, I mean, it's still food. But if they call it something else,
I tried making kimchi. I sucked at it.
But here's the thing with the kimchi: have you ever noticed this phenomenon? If you change the name of something, it would be a much better dish if it wasn't called kimchi.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
Because you're expecting something else. Yeah.
That's because it's not. It's still food, and it's tasty.
Palatable. It's something you can eat
and enjoy it if it wasn't called a certain name.
It's not kimchi. Yeah. Okay, I understand your
thumbs up to him, because I did like it, but it wasn't kimchi.
It wasn't kimchi.
Yeah, I mean, I did something like he made it the night before, and kimchi doesn't. The thing was.
How do you ferment overnight?
Yeah, I mean, I know people do these like Iron Chefs. It's pickled this, and they did it within the hour. It had. You know how like kimchi's supposed to have a snap, but still have that wilted feel to it. It was like.
Didn't have enough wilt.
Didn't have enough wilt.
More snap than wilt.
Yeah, and it was kind of. You should try it. I mean, this would be money for him.
You just capped on him, and now you want me to try it. All right, that's cool.
Because it gets to the point, it would be better something else than kimchi.
It's the same thing as the phenomenon of the Chilean sea bass. There's no such fucking fish as a Chilean sea bass.
I read about that, and for a while I was thinking, is it really coming off a Chile and boat? Because most of these fish can cruise everywhere. You get
They
halibut in
just-
fucking Chile,
They just
I'm
renamed
sure.
the garbage fish, and now it's palatable to people. I
And-
mean, apparently, at some point in time in our history, lobster was garbage fish. You know, and people's palates change. It's all arble garble worship.
Yeah, like me, I'm sushi grade.
You're
Fish.
sushi
I'll
grade.
swim them up to you.
Yeah. Now, you know what I want to get into?
swim.
I want to get into the bug game.
The selling of bugs.
I want to sell bugs.
As a we want to keep this off the camera. I mean, farmers marketing, you could probably make a killing.
Really?
Because here's the thing: a certain friend of ours, Rumi, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Jazz player, New
Uh-huh.
Orleans ex,
Uh-huh.
lives with the cook,
Uh-huh.
and
Crickets are delicious.
you can buy those, dude, and they'll send to you
Mealworms
organic.
are delicious.
Look it up. You could probably get. You
I know.
You can
I've
get
had
organic.
them. Dude, I brought back like almost 2 pounds of it back from Oaxaca the last time I was down there. I love crickets. They're fucking awesome with a little bit of lime and a little bit of chili. They're
Get
like,
this.
you know,
Get this. Maybe we do it like, what's that shit called? Kettle corn. Yeah, for the show. Because you gotta remember, some of this stuff is show. You have the tent at the farmer's market, and you have the kettle, just like kettle corn, but you're doing bugs in there, and you maybe put caramelized
put on
sugar.
a show for these idiots.
Well, you kind of need the utensil, is what I'm saying.
Right. I mean, you're gonna have to fire.
I mean, you could use that
Fire,
small
roast,
as a
fire roasting.
Yeah, yeah, and in a, like maybe a kettle, you know, or like a wok.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
But think about it. A bag of crickets, the last time, you know, when I had a pet that ate that kind of stuff, they're not expensive. I'm sure more organic, but still, again, they can be expensive.
Well, you're not gonna buy them from the pet store anyway.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm sure the food quality ones are...
They're still crickets.
That's what I'm saying.
You think there's a difference between human food quality and pet food quality crickets?
Well, the ones that I saw that you can buy are human. We're eating like organic lettuce and shit.
I'm sure the crickets enjoyed the organic lettuce.
Crossing their 6 legs. Hey, wow. Bon appetit.
Crickets that have lunch.
That's what the name of the stand should be. Bon appetit.
Crickets that lunch.
Yeah. Crickets at lunch. And you know what? We should dumb down. Remember how I played to strangers? Sablier.
Oh, God, that...
We call
missed that.
crickets different, just like the kimchi. And maybe we put cartoons on the side of our booth of like crickets hanging like cartoon style with 6 legs crossed, speaking French,
Here's the thing.
cowboys
You
eating
can-
yogurt.
You can clown it
that-
all you want to. But crickets are fucking delicious. Look, it's like...
You're
it has
selling
the
a
sa-
product. That's
it
what
has
I'm
the
getting
same
at.
consistency as dried shrimp. Okay? If you've ever had dried shrimp,
I used to
That's-
love like dried shrimp
that's basically...
and cuttlefish.
That's basically what you get from crickets, okay? So you can spice it up or change up the spice, mix a little bit so that you get a particular flavor profile, but at the end of the day, you're still talking that consistency. A little type of dry, meaty, crunchy flavor to it. And if you put it on a tortilla, a corn tortilla with a little bit of crumbly crumbly cheese, okay? A dash of salt, a little bit of lime, and just a splash of hot sauce, it's fucking delicious. And on a hot day with a big fucking beer, I can do that all day long, dude. It's
How much
really,
was that taco?
I don't know. I'm not
Cheap
really
eats.
thinking about the price. I'm thinking, the food itself is really delicious. I don't know.
You
I
might
mean,
joke, corn, but I think you're onto something.
No, you're never going to get white people to eat crickets.
At the farmer's market, you
Well,
might
maybe
get some
those
of these.
hipster idiots might try it.
Because
okay,
the-
but
the
enough to
harm-
support a business? Nah.
And then it's more like the hustle. It's more like you get
Oh,
your
yeah,
gas
yeah, yeah. It'd be
paid.
kind of fun to see
Get
how
your
many
gas
people I can,
kinda paid.
how many people I can, trick into eating crickets. That might be a fun gig, okay?
It could be worth a couple
But you're
$100
not going to
bucks.
retire on that shit.
No.
No.
But could you? Moving on to that whole thing, if you don't buy any more vehicles, you just recoup the one that you have. Because I talked to my mechanic who says, I was talking about my Honda Fit.
Those
And
things
my
can run
Ridgeline.
forever.
He said, well, you get the head gasket maybe after. I said, how much is that? He said, maybe about $1,800 and $1,500 for that Honda. I said, that's still cheaper than a car.
Yes.
I said, then what might go? You might want to choose a different car. I said, yeah, that's true, but then what would you go next? If, well, you got that done, but you got to remember maybe the transmission.
But look,
It's still cheaper than a car.
any mechanical system you purchase is still a system, mechanical systems that may fail. So whether you buy a new car, an old car, or whatever,
It's all the same.
They're still mechanical systems. Okay, so something will fail eventually on these things. What really matters is how expensive is it to fix the fucker. You know?
Cheaper than a new car.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. I think I'm going to hold on to the Lexus for a long time.
I think I'm going to hold on to my cars, but if the fish were ever to get a new car, I kind of like a Cayman and have that as a keeper car.
If I were to get another car, it's got to be the Toyota Sequoia Platinum.
Sequoia, really.
The Platinum.
Someone told me those V8s do eat gas. Toyota
Of
V8s
course
eat
it's gonna-
gas.
Dude, I don't care about that. I have a 10-cylinder fucking Dodge. 8.7 liter Dodge, okay? You want to talk eating gas? That motherfucking truck eats gas, okay?
We'll be back right with this after we go to the third episode. Stay in school, come back to this episode. We're at 12 minutes or 11 minutes.